Da-na-na-na. 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 Da-na-na. 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 Woohoo! Welcome to Mrs. Rupert Show! Today we have a special guest that's going to join us in step 3 of the scientific method process. Welcome our new student, our new guest, Katie Keg! Woo!
Miss Keg, you're my favorite!
Ow! Well, good morning, Katie. How are you?
Oh, I'm a little tired, but I'm ready. You just bring that energy to me, Mrs. LaRue.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, thank you for our freak show here today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over step 3 of the scientific method process, which is the it's the acronym ARFTAD. ARF, ARF, ARFTAD.
Arf, arf, arf. I just love that.
I know, it's so funny. Okay, and we're going to do the F. Form the hypothesis. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to teach you a little bit more information about the step 3, form a hypothesis, and we're going to actually go through a scientific method problem, aka could be a science fair project.
All right.
Does that sound good?
I'm really excited about this, Mrs.
All right,
LaRue.
I'm glad. Okay, so form a hypothesis. This is the prediction, what you think is going to happen, okay, based on your research. So now you came up with a problem, okay?
Okay.
And so you researched the problem, something
Right.
that you were really wanting to know based on your qual and quan.
Yes, I have done my research. I'm really good at research.
Okay, good. I'm so glad to hear that. All right, so we're going to use that, and you did your research.
Yes.
Okay, so now you know that it's a good problem to create an experiment on, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, all right, so what we're going to do is, what is it that you researched?
Well, I just kind of researched the history of Hershey's and the Tootsie Roll. So I researched candy, really, because I really love candy.
Oh my gosh, who doesn't love some candy?
Yeah, my favorite is Reese's. You know Reese's?
No, okay, there's many facets, okay? We got Fast Break, we got the Big Cup, we got Reese's Pieces. Which one of those are, Katie, what did you think? Which one?
Definitely the cup.
The
Definitely
cup.
the Reese's cup.
Okay, the cup.
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, good. So, what were you thinking about doing with that?
Well, it's really hard because I just love the candy. I really want to eat it.
Yeah?
But I just can't think of a way to be able to do that. So I'm thinking big, and I'm thinking blow it up.
Blow it up!
Blow it up.
Okay.
Let's go all in, Mrs. LaRue. Let's blow it up.
Okay, so through your research, did you possibly see that maybe chocolate is reactive to another element or peanut butter? Or were you just curious to see if it could mix with something and get a chemical reaction in the form of boom?
Right, that would be really cool. So, like,
Yeah.
I was really thinking fire, but, I mean...
Ooh,
That
combustion.
would just to see if it would blow up if I put a flame to it is kind of what I was thinking.
Ooh.
Like, because that's all you really need
Ooh, so,
to blow something
well, let me
up,
ask you
right?
this. Now, did you do a lot of research?
Mrs. LaRue, I thought I did.
Well, let's see how we did.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay.
It's okay. Because I know last year you did a really cool experiment with the powdered milk.
Yes.
And so I think that you probably thought that there is milk that's in chocolate, milk
Right.
chocolate.
Right.
So I'm totally with you because we know that dry milk is
Definitely combustible, yes.
absolutely. So I can definitely see how you would think that
Right.
because that's what's in chocolate.
But now that you've reminded me of that, I really don't see, because it only combusted if it was in the dust form. I had to throw
Ooh.
it.
Oh.
And so I think maybe I can't really throw a Reese's cup to make it into dust, right?
And can we
solid.
change it from that solid state to a dust form?
It would be pretty difficult.
Would it?
It wouldn't be very fun
All right.
because then my hands would be all messy. I guess I could lick my hands.
Okay, well, let's see. Okay, so this is, and you know what? It's common to think that you did a good job on research, but we'll see how it worked out. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead and move on to the next page here.
Okay.
Okay, so the testing group, all right? This is the group that you are manipulating, and that's a big fancy word, isn't it, Katie? I mean, that's a big word.
Manipulate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really what it means is this is what you're changing.
Oh.
Oh, on purpose.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
easy.
And this is what we call the IV. The IV is what is being tested, or what we say is being changed.
Oh, I remember talking about this last year with Mrs. Keck and Mrs. Darren.
That is right. All right, so the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, okay? What is it that you were wanting to change?
Well, I guess what we could do, instead of a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup blowing up, because I would want to do it right now, and that seems like it might be a little hard. I think maybe, what if we did a Reese's Cup? Oh, what if we put it in a substance like either water, vegetable oil,
Oh, I like where you're going
syrup.
with this. Okay.
and we see how that substance melts the peanut butter cup
When we add heat.
when we add heat. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what we could change the liquids,
The
couldn't
liquid
we?
substances.
There we go.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm getting
All
excited,
right.
Mrs.
All right.
LaRue.
Okay. Now, I just kind of want to do an example here, just kind of help you out with the process, okay?
Okay.
So let's say that I love birds. Do you like birds?
I like birds.
Yeah. Do your favorite
They're
bird
fun
call.
to watch.
Do your favorite bird call.
Caw, caw.
Call. Okay.
caw.
Yeah, and birds are cool and they're fun to watch.
They are fun to watch.
Okay.
They go back
So-
and forth, back and forth.
That's right, they do. Okay. So what if you did it a science fair experiment? Okay. Let's say it's science fair time, and actually we had a student who went pretty far with this idea, and he had different. What he did is he changed the type of food.
Oh, bird.
He did
bird seed.
Yeah, bird
Okay.
seed. Absolutely. So he changed the bird seed. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So going along that lines, what could you measure?
Well, if you're measuring bird seed, it's obvious.
If you're changing
I mean,
bird
it
seed,
seems
yeah.
like you would measure how much the birds ate.
Very good. So we were trying to see which one they preferred.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's
not
a really good
not
experiment.
best, right? Because best is so
Right.
opinionated, right?
Right.
All right. So yeah, see which one they prefer. So what you would do is you would measure the mass of the bird seed at the beginning,
Okay.
and then during the experiment at the end, you would measure how much is left.
Okay.
Okay, and we would change the bird seed and see which one did the birds seem to feed on the most.
Wow, I really like that experiment.
Yeah. So along with that, with the peanut butter cup, and we change the liquids. Do you see what I'm
That's
saying?
our independent variable, is
That's our-
changing the liquid or changing the type of bird seed.
Correct.
Or the brand of bird seed.
The yes. Okay. And then in your what you're measuring in your Reese's peanut butter cup,
Would be the time it takes to melt.
that would be one great way to measure. Absolutely.
What's another test? I would say that's the best one.
Okay.
I like that. Can
Yeah.
you think of another one?
You know what I think? I think that would be the best.
Okay, me too.
Okay. All right. So the DV is what you desire. It's what you're what you're measuring.
Okay.
Okay. So very good.
So the time and then the mass of the bird seed.
Right. Right. For those two examples. So now control is really hard for kids to get.
I really just don't understand control group.
Okay. So control is when you have no IV, no independent variable.
But Mrs. LaRue, sometimes that doesn't make any sense.
Right. So the bird seed. So if you put a bird feeder out there with no bird seed, are they going to come?
No.
Okay.
There's going to be no mass to start with. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. So what would you do in that case? The norm.
Mrs. LaRue, I don't know. That's why I just don't get control.
Okay. All right. So in this case, what you do is use the bird seed that people normally get. You get it? The norm?
Oh, so like the most popular brand of
Yes.
birdseed would be the Control.
And you would find that in your research, right?
Yes.
There you go. All right. Now, in your Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and you're wanting to change the liquids.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we know we got to put something in there, or else we're going to have all kinds of problems. So,
Right. Might
now-
get a little stinky.
yeah, you're right. You're right. So we need to change the liquid. So what liquid could we use that wouldn't have any extra ingredients in it?
Water.
Yes. Wonderful
Pure
job.
water.
There you go. Okay. So we
That
could
sounds really easy now
I know.
that you explain that.
I know. Now, the last variable, okay, because if we look here, first, there's 4 variables. We have, number 1, we have the IV. Number 2, we have the DV. Number 3, we have the control, which we just talked about. And then the 4th one is the constant, is what we constantly keep the same. So now, let's go back to the bird feeder. Okay, science fair project, actually, we placed with in the past. Now, what would you need to keep the same?
Well, Mrs. LaRue, I'm a little confused because you only need one IDV, you only need one DV, you only need one control group, but I feel like I could come up with a few constants, and
That
so
is
I'm struggling.
good. Yes, and you do. That is correct. You want at least 3.
Oh, good, because I could come up with 3, and maybe even more.
Okay, well, what do you got?
Okay,
So what do we got to keep the same?
We're talking about the bird feeder, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So bird feeder, you definitely want to keep the time that the bird seed is outside the same.
Correct.
Okay. What else? You might also want to make sure that the mass of the bird seed to start out with is always the same.
That would definitely make a difference, wouldn't it?
Right.
Okay. What about location? The same location, the same bird feeder.
Yes, those are great.
Yes.
Those
so we
are
gotta-
great examples.
Now, on the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Oh, this is going to be what would you need to keep the same on that one?
Well, when I visualize doing this in class, I really see using that hot plate to heat up the substances. So I would want to use the same hot plate.
Absolutely.
I'd also want to have the same temperature on the hot plate because you know how the dial, it has low,
Yes,
medium.
absolutely. Yeah.
So maybe just keep it at medium for all of the substances.
What about the same amount of liquid you use?
Yes, Mrs.
I
LaRue.
know.
Yes, that would.
What about the
play
same
a big
container? Because if you put it in a beaker, it has more opening at the top.
Right.
If you use a flask, it's got a smaller opening at the top.
Right, and
Okay.
also different surface area on the
Oh my
bottom.
gosh. Oh
So
my
that
gosh.
would be really important.
Oh
is
my
the
gosh.
container would need to be
You
the
are on
same
fire. You're on
size.
fire. Katie.
It's you. It's all you.
Oh,
Mrs.
I know.
LaRue.
I know. I know. It's just crazy.
I feel so much smarter just being in your presence.
Okay. So you know what you're going to do? This is what you can do this no problem.
Okay.
So tomorrow, I want you to describe the importance of having an independent variable. Why is that important? Okay, don't say it right now.
Okay.
Dependent variable. Why do we have to have that in an experiment? Why is it important to have a control? Why?
Okay.
And constants. Why are all 4 of these ingredients so important in a science fair or in an experiment period?
Okay.
So why do we need those? Describe those. And
I think I can do that, Mrs. LaRue.
okay.
Do you want me to write that in complete sentences?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And is there any minimum or just as long as it exceeds
Whatever
it?
you feel like covers it.
Okay.
And we will discuss it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for having Miss Katie Keck.
Thank you. I feel really honored to be here.
We're very happy to have you. Thank you for coming. Woo!
Da-na-na-na.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.